Recap.
Okay. Last session. When Zay returned to the cart after setting Dazers free, Aegis was nowhere to be found, as Sim told Zay that Aegis ran off with his captured orc in order to get his hunt started. The offer of dinner with the Varzians was extended to the rest of the party, which was accepted. After a bit of freshening up, Victor, Sim, and Zay made their way to the Varzian mansion, where they met a curious individual named Koth, a rather tall and lanky gauze-wrapped Aarakocra. After greetings were made, some more receptive than others, dinner commenced, with the mystery of Koth deepening with every interaction, and Koth feeling his own faint pull toward Zay. Victor took some time to privately meet with Lord Varzian about acquiring some needed materials in order to finish his bodyguard after the party learned about the arrival of the Lion Guard in the next week or two. Lord Varzian obliged Victor's request and wrote him a note to give to a Thieves Guild craftsman. After the meeting, Victor leads Sim, Zay, and Koth to his home's horror-filled basement workshop. There, everyone witnessed Victor's projects that he has been working on, mutilated bodies and stitched together parts to create monstrosities of his own creation. Victor leads Koth towards one individual, an unresponsive half-orc, who has also been the subject of multiple grafting experiments. Victor asks Koth to show a display of his powers by getting the half-orc to reveal his name. With some fear-induced mental magics, Koth fulfilled the half-orc's mind with a sense of mortality, as he made the half-orc envision being displayed in front of his family with his deformities. Koth was able to have the half-orc reveal his name, much to Victor's appreciation. With more work and shopping to be done, Victor and Sim rushed off, leaving Koth alone with Zay, who decided to show Koth around the city, in order to get him acclimated to the new place he is in. A conversation about how Koth came to be ensued that made Zay uncomfortable. Sim made another stop at the local orphanage in order to complete the order that Victor had placed of ethically sourced children. God damn it. God damn it, I was doing so well too. Oh man. Sim
It's
slipped
the
inside
ethically
I
sourced
know.
children that get
Oh
you.
my god, every fucking time. Sim slipped inside the fence and made his way up to an open window where he found three kids getting ready for bed. He charmed all three children to follow him to Victor's house, where he promptly pushed them down into the basement and waited for Victor's return. Where Victor does what Victor does best. As late night fell, and Zay letting slip that she likes to wake up with the light sunrise light hitting the rooftop just right, Koth made his way up to the roof to watch Zay sleep in order to see when the light hits the rooftops and give Zay a wake up call. However, before sunrise could come, Koth witnessed Zay startle awake. She kindly asked Koth to not watch her sleep for the rest of that night. In the morning, Ekmos arrives and lets Zay know that an orcish man was found blabbing about being hunted by a green dragonborn, but managed to kill him in order to get away. The entire party then shared a breakfast together before going their separate ways. Zay went to the Varzians and had a date set up with Marlia later in the evening. Koth was invited by Victor to help him with his projects, and Sim made his way to Red to further his Solstice takeover plan before spending some time at the Heavy Petting Bar. And that is where we begin tonight.
That is. Gosh, so who would like to start tonight with their escapades?
What time is it currently?
It would be. You said it would be like midday. To give it a time, we'll say like 3-ish.
Well, then, I'm gonna go to the Thieves Guild and place some orders.
And if I recall correctly,
I
you have Koth?
Yep.
Yep, I do.
You've got bird duty.
Cool. You're handling shopping.
Take the bird.
We're gonna get you some drips.
Oh shit, coffee drippy. You smooth as fuck, brother.
Right. So you and Koth go to the Thieves Guild. Koth, this would be no foreign venture for you. You've definitely been in and out of the Thieves Guild before.
It's been a while.
Maybe not this exact one for a while, but they all pretty much have, for the most part, the same layout. So you're just like, yeah, Thieves Guild, cool. But yeah, as you tag along with Victor, Victor, what is it that you're shopping for, looking out for?
Oh, I need to go to the blacksmith to place the armor orders for the custom set and the 6 child-sized. Also custom. And
That
I need
is true. Yes.
and I summoned Xavier Thunderclaw, but I do not know if he has arrived yet.
Yeah, let me make a roll on that. You are in luck. The dice rolled high.
Well, while we're
So,
walking, I'd
yeah.
like to look over at Koth. Do you have any need for anything while we are out?
Sorry, one more time.
Do you have need for anything while we are out?
We are content.
Very good.
We are a spooky motherfucker, and it's beautiful.
I really love that voice mod. It's cool as shit.
Thank
It
you.
is. So, yeah, as you get there, you are able to find your way around to the blacksmith in question. Um, you, Victor, you would know to go to whoever's working the bar at the time. Is they're always just more than the bartender. They're the one that knows where everybody is and how to point you in the right direction. Um, and they get you to where you need to go as far as pointing out where everybody is to put your order in, and that the guy that you were looking for is in, and that Xavier happens to be in one of the smaller meeting rooms. Kind of points down a hall, and he goes, second door on the left. Should still be in there.
Thank you. I will go to the second door from the left.
Koth is following.
And as you go in there, um, you aren't really greeted by words, more of a like sideways wave of acknowledgement while this person is laying out different hides and furs of different sizes, as well as different fabrics. And kind of giving them a bit of a zhuzh to make sure they're laid out right. They've got certain shelving that's kind of uh, kind of like each small shelf is like a step back from the other, kind of like miniature stairs, if you will, and has different scales, like dragons and other creatures' scales set up on those. And finishes fussing around before turning and going, "You're one of the ones that has business for me here, I assume, since you've been pointed to this room.
Yes.
What do you want?"
I need hide, preferably something scaly that is resistant to piercing and slashing. And I need lots of it. About mm, a bit bigger than a war horse.
Hmm. Big order, but doable. Uh, Stock I do have. Does color matter?
Preferably darker, but I am not super picky on that.
He kind of uh clicks his teeth a little bit while thinking, and I think I have something. And he goes to a trunk and nearly disappears into it. He had not but his feet sticking out at one point. While shifting and shuffling can be heard before and a little bit of rustling before he comes out and pulls out um this very dark hide with black scales, and he goes, "Very hard to find intact, these ones. They like to decay and have holes throughout them as they get bigger and older."
For work.
He goes, "So, in addition to what you're asking for, though, as a little bit of a perk, I guess, in your case, um, I'm trying to pull up the information I'm looking for. Nope. Here's in addition to what you're looking for. You've also got an acid resistance as well.
Perfect. I'll take it. And I'll hand over the writ it from Lord Barzan that says put it on his account.
He kind of looks at it, and there's a look of surprise. He goes, "Huh? I guess money is not a problem. All right, okay. Guess I'll make sure to put it on the right tab." Um, he kind of holds it up. Do you just want this whole thing?
Yes.
He does take some uh more cheap fabric and kind of wraps it around it a couple times before passing it over. He goes to keep eyes off of what you've got. And he goes, anything else?
I have a question for you. How much of that cloth did he wrap around it? Like, enough to make, say, a cloak? Or
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
like,
Oh, definitely.
okay. I am intrigued by what he said. That's all I need to do. I thank you for your time. And I'm going to turn around and walk out and begin to go back to work. We're on a timeline.
Are you gonna teach Koth how to sew?
Yes. Teach him how to
I'm
sew
going
and
to
how to
learn
graft.
so many things today.
Yes, you will learn how to graft flesh into other flesh and bone.
Learning so many skill sets. Koth, you never realized how much you would learn.
Where's my heckin'? There it is. I'm going to learn so many things.
Being an undead is pretty smart to know how to graft flesh. But
This is Zach. No. Don't ding phone. That's bad. We don't do that. It's not work. We're good.
Raina says, hey, Koth has a face now.
He does have a face.
Yes.
Zay has given him a face.
Yes, the stream background has updated.
I was a mystery.
You were a mystery.
Now I've been discovered.
An international man of mystery.
that's really all I've got going for the moment. My plans don't really start until after my work's done. And I'm ready for the final piece.
That is true. That is true. What do you still need? How many?
I have all 12 ethically sourced children. I just need to get 13, which is going to be very, very unethically done.
Yes.
But I'm not doing that until I am completely ready for the ritual. Otherwise, well, because probably going to be pissing off quite a few people doing it.
Yeah.
Especially a god.
Yeah.
A bit of tomfoolery.
There is going to be a god that is upset. Um. Yeah. Well, while you teach Koth things, I swear after this, if you don't have proficiency in like medicine checks, when it has to do with stitching things together, you will have a very specific proficiency. Situational medicine proficiency. From all the learning.
The hands-on learning.
Proficiency in meat puppet arts and crafts.
Oh my gosh. Just write that in skills. Meat puppet arts and crafts.
Skin scrapbooking.
Vibes.
Alrighty, well. What is Sim up to?
Well, you're not gonna believe this, but Sim's gonna go to the Thieves Guild. And he wants to see if he can. He's gonna go find Red.
Alright. You would probably at some point cross paths with Victor and Koth. I would assume smile and wave. Or not. Like, you could just completely ignore each other, but.
Sim will kind of wave.
Give me a nod
They're
from
they're
Koth.
down in the underground.
I'll give you a nod.
You get 2 nods.
Take that to the bank.
You're up more than Zay has ever gotten.
Has they gotten any yet?
I don't know. Zay was snubbed 1 at least.
Got any what?
Nods.
from
I
Koth.
don't think you have gotten any nods yet.
Nope.
The disrespect I put on your name, I apologize.
Disrespect on your name, disrespect on your family, disrespect on your cow.
No phone, we do not ding. Not at this time.
That's okay.
Don't.
There'll be other forms of gratification that Koth will give me.
Like answers to the mystery that lies within. Because I've heard a lot of hypotheses thus far, and
Anyway,
all of them
carry
have
on.
been wrong.
Carry on, Sim.
So yes, Sim, you go to Reds, and you go into her shop, and it is a moment before she pops in. Gosh, hold on, I gotta think of what's going on at this time of day. She would have a bag over, almost like a book bag, like one strap over the shoulder, but the bag is against the opposite hip that the strap's on the shoulder of, sort of thing. And yeah, she give a bit of a nod, and she would go, "Are we doing that project?" Like,
Yes, I've finally got all of the funds together.
it is all perfect. Because I assume the faster the better, of course.
Yeah.
She goes, if you don't mind waiting for a few minutes, I can pop around to a few different places to see if I can gather everything needed quickly.
Oh, of course. I mean, you've waited on me to get the money for long enough.
And she gives a nod and goes, "Well, try and make it quick as possible for anyone that uh, hires me for anything." Um, but as far as clients go, take all the time in the world that you want. It's you using up that time. But nonetheless, I will be back shortly. And she passes through a doorway and kind of leaves you in her little shop area. Um, that's
Sims just like
more.
poking around.
Yeah, it looks uh, very much so tattoo parlory with a bit of a magic flair to it. There are a few shelves of like magical, just your generic magic crap that she does have on hand should need be. Um, and after not too long at all, she comes back with a box and starts just unloading things on to a one of her cleared out desks and starts lining things up and while organizing and setting things up, mumbling to herself about what needs to go in what place and switching a few things around, and then taking it after she seems to have everything set up, taking a few steps back and nodding, and then going, all right, so a few steps to this process. You're going to be here for a little while. You really, I would assume you realize that
Oh,
with
yeah.
the tattoo and everything. Um, this process needs to go in a particular order to link you to the items being created for their specific jobs, and then them back to you again. So I'm going to be starting your tattoo, working on the items, then finishing up the tattoo, and then passing everything over. Because it'll be done, and it just needs to be placed wherever you need to place it.
Alrighty.
The exact amount of time that this is going to take, however, it depends on exactly how much finagling needs to be done. But I would hope that all of this can be done in 5 hours, possibly less if things go smoothly.
Alrighty, alright. I don't believe I have any other plans, so we'll work away, I guess.
Yes, well, perfect. Where were you wanting the tattoo portion placed?
Uh, kind of on my right forearm and up onto my hand a little way.
She's all right. And because it doesn't affect the magical properties, any color preferences?
Hmm. Um, that's a good question. Let's see. Um, what? I don't think I have it in my notes here. What colors were the Solstice family usually wearing?
In PCs and scroll.
Just
um,
Airport Solstice specifically.
I mean, he's typically more of a black suit with like that the red tie sort of accent. Um, white, button up underneath sort of thing. Um, really, most of the family, it's the nice suits with red accents.
Okay.
Now that I'm looking at all of them again.
Guess he'll go with. Oh, let's do. Let's do kind of a black line work with some red shading.
She gives a nod and begins to set up and pull some other things out on and preps, gives a shave and a disinfectant of the area, has after having you sit and begins her work. Sim is now going to be trapped in Red Shop for a while.
I'm stuck there forever now. I can never leave.
Never leave. You're trapped forever. Zay, what you doing?
Well, I had just left the Varzan mansion. I need to make my way to Needlecraft.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You make your way there, and T-Raina complaining that they need red for dress shopping. You will have to wait for red for dress shopping now. Um, you go to Needlecraft, and you find one of the older ladies that's usually there. Um, and she gives you a bit of a wave and goes, what can I get for you, dear?
I have a very important date tonight, and I need a killer dress.
Ooh, well, we do have a nice section of dresses. How fancy are we talking? I mean, uh, a killer dress for specific dates needs specific styles. So,
Something that will really impress them. Maybe
hmm.
a little revealing?
Ooh, one of those. One of those. Oh, you're a doll. Kind of shuffles over and gives you a wave to kind of follow her, taking you back into a section that you really hadn't ever been led into before. And you've never noticed this area because really there's so much clothing and cloth and things set up that the little archway into this other room was not visible from like the first half of the store, and you really kind of have to look for it and like know where it is to even see it, sort of thing. And you enter this other room and it is like a Dresstopia. And she takes you over to a certain rack, um, kind of parting it a little bit to show you some designs. Going a little more revealing, still kind of sophisticated a little bit. Some of them. If you're looking for even more revealing, that's this rack over here. These ones are a little more on the sophisticated date out, but a risque sophisticated.
Uh, yeah, Zaya's just kind of like just looking through, just trying to find one.
And the lady goes, do you have a color in mind? Do you know favorite color?
If possible, I'd like to do black.
Mm, everyone needs that nice little black dress. She shuffles around and looks a few over, kind of looks you up and down, then pulls out a few and goes, "These should fit nicely."
I guess I just go into the changing rooms and try them on. See which ones I like the best. Pick one out.
Yeah, as you go in, you can hear like fiddling with the dresses out on the floor as you're trying things on. And from the floor, any of those striking your fancy, or some other styles? Anything longer, shorter? Uh, different cloths.
I think this one is good. I'm gonna step out wearing one of them.
She kind of clasp her hands together and goes, "Oh dear, look at you. You are going to make your dates lose their breath. Do you have shoes, any jewelry to go with it? Um, anything that you needed to go along with it? I could point you in the right directions."
Do you have any jewelry that has empty places for gemstones?
Empty places for gemstones. I've never been asked that before, but the person that would be DM can't remember his name.
Is it the Aarakocra, the jewelry store?
The
Tavali or something?
Aarakocra? I thought it was NPC. Doop, 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 doop. Yeah, Tavali. Tavali at the jewelry store.
Okay. He's not a stranger.
Yeah, it goes, to the other side there. If you did wrong direction, you get the bar. Correct direction, you get minerals and majesty with Tavali. And Tavali makes jewelry, so we'll definitely have things that don't have anything set yet.
Perfect. Zay's gonna go. Oh, shoes.
Oh yes. Takes out a one of those cloth measuring tapes and goes, "Foot, please." As she kind of leans down as far as she can bend without toppling over.
Oh. Take off my boot. Lift up my leg.
Like,
kind of like oh god, what's it called? Like ballerina, like when they lift up their leg like that high.
Yeah. She has a couple different measurements. Yeah, length, width, how high your arch is, sort of thing. And goes, all right. No heel, medium heel, high heel.
Let's go medium.
Medium. And did you want something that's a little more strappy, pointed toe, rounded toe, toeless?
Ooh, toeless.
Perfect. And takes off. Before coming back with shoes and opening the box and showing you a pair. And she says, "You can try them on if you like. I know they will fit your feet perfectly."
Well, I gotta try them on. Try them on. Try to walk around. Haven't quite walked around in heels. Ever.
Who's that? Roll acrobatics.
Yeah. Acrobatics. character sheet. What is that? Rolled off. 15.
Okay, not bad, not bad. It's definitely foreign to you, but you're not like flopping around like a fish out of water.
Okay. How um how much for all of this?
She yeah, she looks over the two things before finding their price tags, and um looks at the price tags and looks at you and goes, "No, that won't do. You are sweet and going on a date. You need the money for the date. You will get a little bit of a discount, I think." And she goes, 10 gold for the both. My sister might kill me, but she can deal.
How much would it normally be?
Normally it would be 10 for each, the dress and the heels, but we'll say you found a 50% off coupon somewhere.
Well, okay. It's very kind of you. Zay will go and change back into her regular clothes. And boots. And then go to the counter and pay 10 gold.
She neatly wraps everything up, putting a bow around the shoebox so it won't pop open, and gently folding up the dress into a box. And she goes, "Don't keep it in there for too long. You don't want it to wrinkle. You'll want to hang it up as soon as you can."
Okay. While she is wrapping up everything, when she's not looking, I'd like to slip 10 gold next to like the register or whatever.
It won't be hard to do. She's
old and she
with
doesn't
her
notice.
age and those eyes. And but yeah, after she holds everything out to you and goes, "Don't be a stranger, dear."
Zay will take everything. It's kind of wave. I won't. And then she has to make her way to the cake is a pie.
You make your way to the cake is a pie, and you this time of day it's not busy yet. So you come in and it's quite calm, other than you can hear movement in like the back kitchen. The door kind of dings as you enter, and you hear from the back, "One moment," before a fawn comes around to the front counter, um, in her usual fashion of completely covered in flour. You can also see puffs of um chocolate, um like the chocolate powder. I want to call it chocolate powder, but there's
Oh
a term.
yeah.
Freaking
Like cocoa powder.
cocoa powder. Holy crap! Why couldn't I think of cocoa powder? Sometimes it just goes. And you're like, duh. Like little puffs of cocoa powder. There's smear of egg. Um,
The perfect person to
and
ask this next question.
And she just gives a smile, and she goes, "How can I help you today? We have plenty in stock. If you don't see what you need, I can always whip it up for you. And we do catering for events if you are in need of that."
I was wondering if there was some way to rent out the place for tonight for an important date that I have.
Oh, right.
The entire place.
The entire place.
Yes.
Um, What time would you be looking at coming in? Would this be? Well, I would want to. How decorated do you want it to?
Um,
Um.
I mean, how much can 50 gold get me?
So well. That can easily get you all the bells and whistles. Like with that, I could just shut things up right here and now. And get cleaned up and start getting everything any theme? Are you looking for like in any like I have many um access to lots of decorations of different sorts.
Just something intimate?
She thinks for a moment, gives a nod. There's maybe some flowers, a little candlelight.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe get some pies that are timed just right to make the whole place smell delicious. Um, what do you want baked? And when would you be by so I could have everything ready um for your date?
Um, I was thinking maybe, well, we're going to go see a few fights at the arena, so we'd probably be by after a couple of those.
Things for a moment, her head kind of bobbing back and forth, and you can hear, okay, they open at this time. The fights usually start at this time. Depending on the fight, they can go. Yeah, I can kind of guesstimate around when you'd be here.
Okay. Uh, then, yeah, all that. And they put down 50 gold on the table right now, or counter, wherever.
Oh yeah, yeah. The type of. Did you have any specific pies that definitely needed to be made? Or just the standard array? She kind of points at the um from the customer side. It's completely covered,
Yeah.
but like glass open sort of shelves.
Um, I don't know. Chocolates. Something chocolatey.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Mom, did you tell the robot to tell me to put my room?
No?
Okay.
Like I said.
Maybe
Did she...
do you do ciders? Like an apple cider?
I know where to get some quickly. We don't tend to have. I know where to get some to have some ready for tonight.
Okay. Zaya's just kind of like bobbing back and forth, like excited.
She goes, anything else?
No, I think that's all it.
She's all right then. She kind of goes over to the door, flips her open side to closed, and goes, well, when you get here, please just knock on the door a few times. And you will be let in, but I'm going to have it locked in the sign saying off, with a reserved sign in the window. So people know that it's reserved for an event, but clearly it's your event. And I'll see you when you get back then.
Okay,
With
great.
your date.
Great. Zaya's going to head out and run off like full sprint to the house.
You would find.
Oh wait, shit! No, I have to go to the jewelry store. Fuck me, so many stores.
All the stores.
All the stores.
Too many of all the stores. Yeah, you go to the stores and you see Tavali, with those multi-level glasses on. Again, he's working on setting some stones into some jewelry at the back counter. When you walk in, the bell goes off, and looks up, and one eye looks absolutely buck wild through all the layers of
Lenses.
lenses, and the other one looks normal.
Hi.
And
Really quick, I just want to know if you have any necklace pieces that are empty.
Yes, I do in fact have necklaces, bracelets, and rings without anything set in them yet. So I can do things to order fairly quickly with specific crystals and gems. Is there an order you'd like to place, or
Do you? I just need an empty necklace piece.
oh, you certainly. Silver, gold, bronze, and look. Um,
Oh, do you have a white gold?
Definitely. I showed you. I also have some that are have a bit of a blue hue to them. And some that are a nice black. But those ones over time do scuff easy, and the scuffs have a silvery shine to them as a warning on those ones.
Ooh, how about a black one?
He gives a nod and goes, well, one moment. The stuff that he was working on is on a bit of a tray, and he sets it inside a locking cabinet before going back into.
It is taking everything that Zay has to not slip anything into a bag.
I was wondering if you were gonna try and do a thievery. Um, a couple minutes later, he comes out with a couple different chain lengths in a couple different settings. Some that are meant for just like one larger gem, some that are meant for a few smaller, a couple. One that's meant for like a medium and a couple smaller around it. And he kind of holds them out. Is any of these to your liking?
The one with the medium and small pieces. That's the one that Zay would gravitate towards too.
The smaller ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. He gives a nod and then kind of gestures to the chains for them. And he goes, "How low do you want it to hang?"
Just if it's kind of like choker like.
He goes, "Oh yes, that would be this one here." And he pulls out a shorter chain. And he goes, "For these, he was honestly looking at like 5 golds. The metal to make the skeleton of jewelry doesn't. It's not too much.
Okay,
It's
great.
more the time it takes to make it."
Zay will pull out very quickly 5 gold.
Because do you need a little jewelry box for it, or do you want
I'll
just?
take it now.
Ow, Lulu! What the fuck? He's just like, oh, all right, and passes it over.
And then, yeah, Zay quickly gets out of the shop and then runs home. Start getting ready.
Alrighty, yeah. So, you get back to the house. It is devoid of anyone.
Oh, good.
Sim is gone. Koth and Victor are over at Victor's playing doctor. Playing doctor? I mean,
Playing
one of
doctor.
you is a doctor.
Learning to sew.
Koth is learning to sew.
Well, for the first little bit, I'm going to try putting some of my own crystals into the placement of the necklace pieces.
Oh, definitely possible. It easier for you to do than you realize, sort of thing. Imagine Zay would have thought it to be difficult to get them to finagle just right. But turns out when you can control a crystal.
But
Lulu,
yeah,
why are you doing psycho loops?
that's what Zay's doing until going to get Marlia fitting jewelry and sprucing herself up.
Sprucing.
Yep. Getting
So,
dunded.
Victor and Koth. What is the conversation like, if any, while the stitching and putting together is going on? Do we have a Victor? Oh, I saw the Victor unmute. Okay. So yeah, what is the conversation like while you're mad sciencing?
What exactly are you? I have not seen something like you before. We, as in more than one. Hmm. Were you always caught, or were you something else?
The body belonged to the individual. Now we reside within.
Could I roll a religion check to see if I would know anything about something like this?
I get roll a religion check and
That's because of the god that I follow.
Koth, I guess we'll commune on what Victor may or may not learn.
Natural 20 for a 24.
Oh fuck. Where is the right chat? So I
Oh, this is going to me. Oh no.
yes, this is going to you.
I thought this was going to Victor.
No. This is I am typing to you, so you can relay what a snippet about your character, possibly. I'm trying to think about what the role would get them. Um. Uh,
Slowly but surely, the mystery will be unraveled.
Yeah.
One piece at a time. I hope it doesn't cost me a dime.
It will cost you your soul. That will be fine. A fair price.
Simple. I just need to add 8 more into my body so you can hold 1/9 of it. Then I can have 8 votes to your 1. How to steal souls. Oh, I know.
What do you think, Koth?
Oh, I forgot the fucking word. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember the word. There it is. All right.
This private chat brought to you by the Heavy Petting Bar. Where you can have your own private chats in your own private room.
Ah. Okay, so no. Okay, okay. Um. So.
We're learning things.
Victor, you would get this. This sort of confirmation. All from all of your learnings, the connection you have to your deity, and what those works entail, and that connection entails. You get this strong sense that um Koth is definitely a very specific flavor of undead, and that um the we thing, and the fact that he's mentioned that there are many souls, it's definitely definitely not a falsity or an assumption on his part or something that he's been told and just believes. Nah, there's a plethora of them in there, and when they say we, they mean we.
Hmm. Well, where did you all come from? Every story has a beginning.
At one point, scattered, and then converged into one singular point.
And how many of you are in there?
Unknown. Enough to create cacophony.
And he kind of gestures towards his head a little bit.
Fascinating. I have seen my share of undead, but you are different, unique. It is refreshing. Good lord, that is a horrible pun.
Caca.
Fuck.
Fucking say.
He's gonna nod in response at the compliment.
And keep on working. And as far as where the hide will be going to be stitching that all around the thorax side of things.
Lulu, will you stop biting me and then doing a gajillion twirls and then biting me again, because it's not going to get you food. I'm trying to do a D&D and you're just giving me heckin' chomps. And it's rude and impolite. At least you're not trying to eat my dice this time, though. That's what she was trying to do on Tuesday. She wasn't trying to eat my dice. So, you two. What is that from? Because that looks
Moon Knight.
hella cool.
It's Moon Knight's Khonshu.
Sorry, sidetracked by cool ass GIF. Um, you both continue your work. Um, Zay,
Yep.
you get all gussied up. And it's pretty darn close to time to get a move on.
Yeah. Getting on that. dress and heels. Putting all of my shit into my bag of holding.
All of the everything.
Yeah, all of the everything. And then making my way over to the Varzans to pick up Marlia.
You make your way over to the Varzans to do a pickup. And
And
Rollis opens.
no one is around to see what Zay looks like, so
Yup.
oh well.
Yeah. The boys are busy with their projects, and Zay has not checked in with them, so.
Come visit. I learned how to sew.
You learned how to sew. Aren't you proud? Rollis opens the door and gives a big old grin in almost a mischievous fashion. And
I'm just kind of cock an eyebrow at him.
he goes, "She's still upstairs, and I kid you not, has changed outfits at least 50 times."
Well, I guess I'll just wait downstairs until she's ready. Don't tell her that I'm here.
He laughs and goes, "That is so cruel, and you might not be able to keep one of the others from telling her."
Just kind of shrugs her shoulders, pouts a little. Okay. And goes to sit down on somewhere.
So you go to sit down. A couple of the others give a wave. But don't really go to do anything. And you end up having Impione and Barnon kind of come over and sit next to you. And both of them, when they sit, go, "I'm betting it'll be just a couple more minutes before she comes down in another outfit.
Oh, hang
Asks
on.
what we think." Uh-oh. Children thinks.
If you could kindly go to someone else for a couple minutes.
Bum bum bum. Welp. Sim. We'll pop back to you. Timeline wise, you're probably about 2/3 of the way done, maybe a little more. Let me make a roll. Time when you would have gone in there. Those are the wrong dice. Those were supposed to be D10s, and that was a D8 in that mix. Oh yeah. Um, about 80% done. Like she's done the first tattoo portion, worked on the gizmos portions, and explained how like where to put those or like how they worked, and is working on the last bit of the tattoo portion. Um, for you, and while she's working, she goes, "Now, I know technically it's none of my business, but I'm certain you have a plan for these items to be put somewhere."
Oh, of course.
She goes, and could only imagine it's some sort of infiltration.
Oh, in a way.
She goes, well, whatever it is, I hope it goes well for you. These items, I mean, it costs a pretty penny to get everything working correctly. And since it is custom made gadgets and gizmos, it should give you a bit of an upper edge with wherever you're planning on doing things.
Sorry, Sagan.
She said, that basically that she hopes everything goes well, especially since you'll have these gizmos that should definitely give you an upper hand on everything.
Well, the luck is very appreciated. Thank you. I'll probably need it, really.
Ends up finishing up a few other spots before giving it a good wipe down and um, putting a bit of ointment and then a bandage on it. And going, leave it on for a couple hours for it to set in and heal right. The ointment makes it heal faster for you. And try not to get too cocky with your new gizmos. There's still always a danger in these things.
Oh, of course, magic is a fickle lover. And he just kind of like does some sparkles around.
She gives a smile and puts the little gizmos in a box, um, and passes them over. And goes, feel free and bring any other jobs this way that you have. I'm always open.
Oh, of course. How much did I owe you?
she is. Oh yes.
If
Now
I'd hate to pay,
did
I'd pay.
where did I note? I think she. Let's roll to see what the range was.
I think the range was like 3 to 5.
What? Yeah, 3 to 5, and that was so it is closer to the lower side. It's more a roll to see how close to what end of the quote that she had given. Um, and she goes, you know what? Everything was easy enough and on the lower scale to acquire this time. Good luck for your pocket in this case. Um, so just the 3,000.
Alrighty. And Sim will hand that over. Oh, it's so sad watching that all disappear from my character sheet. Oh no, that's not the button. Okay, I'll go.
Watch it all just go bye bye.
I accidentally bumped the button on my mouse that like is like the forward and backward buttons. See if it actually took it out. Okay, yeah.
I see you are back, Zay.
Yeah.
Are you back? Yes. Okay. Um, is timeline wise, you would be heading in to the general area when Sim would probably be leaving it. So, Zay,
Mm-hmm.
you get told by the two to give it 1 or 2 minutes, and she's gonna come down, ask how she looks, shake her head, say something about it not being right in X, Y, or Z way, and then storm back up the stairs. And they both look at each other and look at you and go, how much you want to bet that it's going to totally gloss over that you're actually sitting here between us?
I mean, I just kind of want to see what she says about herself.
They kind of nod at each other like, yeah, fair, fair. And, she eventually, a few minutes, kind of like what they said, um, comes down in where is um what I'm looking for. I mean, A nice example. Not that color. That's not the right color, but that's close to what I was picturing. She comes downstairs in a black version of this, in which it's for viewers, since they can't see the image that I posted. The top, the sleeves are a laced sleeve where the floral leafy lace kind of comes across the collarbone and down the center. It is a kind of pantsuit-esque, where the top very much so looks corset-y, but it comes down into a long skirt that parts down the sides, revealing the pants underneath. And she comes the heels clacking down the stairs. Does a little twirl. I have to roll perception. That's 2. On the die.
Well.
Does a little twirl. Goes, okay, what do you two think about this one? And both of them kind of lean forward a bit so they can look at each other instead of looking at the side of like your head, Zane.
Mm-hmm.
And they go, well, this one, like the 50 others, looks absolutely phenomenal as well. And
Can I?
uh,
I wanna send something in Peony's head and just say, uh, tell her that Zay would like the pants.
she gets a smirk, and she goes, they would really like the pants. And Miley goes, do you think? I mean, she does. That's true. And she does another kind of twirl, and goes, I don't know. Maybe. What? Dude. What about the accessories? The accessories aren't right. I've got to recheck the accessories. And
The only accessory that you need is me.
she freezes and like actually like looks now and points and goes, wait. Ha-
I stand up and kind of give her a smirk.
she instantly is like blushing and looks at the two of them and goes, how did nobody tell me that she arrived? But you're here! And you're watching me panic!
Zay walks over to her, just takes her hand and says, "We're gonna be late. Let's get going."
That's right. We don't want to be late. Sure. She looks herself up and down again and goes, no, this is fine. This is good. Let's go. And you both head off. As you head into the tavern and into that area, though, Sim, what direction were you going after Reds?
Well, how big are the boxes? Or my gadgets?
They're like easily fit in your hand, sort of thing. Like outside of the box, you could easily conceal it in your hand.
Okay. Well, I'm going to change into my suit. And I'm going to put my fur coat on. Hmm.
Are you go your fur coat on as in shifting?
Yeah.
I would like to. I just wanted to make sure I understood right.
You and I
Where
can
are
just
you going to do that? Because I need to see at what point you like would you be shifting, like going to the house to shift? Would you just be like dipping into a bathroom? Like
Yeah,
where?
going back to the house.
Okay, so before that, when you are leaving the Thieves Guild, roll me a perception check. I need to see if you
What do we
see
got?
is
D&D Beyond. Ooh, a 12.
12. All right. You know, you're fairly certain that you spot a all dolled up Zay and uh a one of the Varzan girls um heading into the battle arena area.
Sorry, say that last little part again. I kind of missed that.
Oh no. They're heading toward like into the battle arena area, which you would like that same hallway is the Thieves Guild exit and like exit into the standard tavern that you would have to like leave through. The Tipsy Papaya. Um so you would technically cross their path. But it's up to you two whether or not you'd say anything.
Um, he'll probably kind of realize the situation going on since Zay's all dolled up, and he's like, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
do you say that out
How's
loud,
that?
or are you just thinking
Oh
that?
no, it's just thinking that
Oh, okay.
he's like, oh, I don't think I've seen Zay like that dolled up before.
Oh, well, you get to see
Um,
what Zay looks like then. Oh, stupid Discord.
and he'll probably just kind of like
Post a photo of
notice what's
yourself.
happening, and then You can keep on keeping on.
Alrighty, so Sim, you then keep on keeping on and
Actually,
shifting.
before I leave the Thieves Guild, I wanted to like just like snag a random person that's like waiting for a job and be like, hey, go clean yourself up real quick, and I need you to take a message to the Solstice Clan mansion for Amber and tell her that Pythus is on his way. And he'll hand them 5 gold.
You the message is definitely getting delivered.
And then he'll head to the house. Just like, oh hey, go tell these people that this guy's on his way, and then just like hand him the coins and like, wander off.
Wander off. Oh yeah, you wander off back to the house. And get your shift going on. Put on your fur coat. Also, let's say timeline wise too. Victor, things are going a bit more expeditiously with the extra set of hands you have. It's looking more and more like very soon you will actually need to uh enact or make the final plans for your snatch and grab of the Zedia altar boy. I see it. Okay. Okie dokie. Um. And I see typing. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah, yeah. Okay, you're cool. You're cool. Just so yeah, you know to think about those plans. Sim. So you shift into your fur coat.
Yep.
And head over to the Solstice Clan. And I assume just calmly waltz up, sort of thing. Do a good old knock on the door.
Not like a good hefty knock, but not like cops here to serve a warrant knock. But
Beautiful.
there's definitely a heftier knock.
Hefty, but not too. Yeah.
Open up.
You are greeted by one of the more dapper looking family members in the way he dresses. Spark. Dynamic Spark. Um, and it gives you a bit of a nod, and uh, goes, she's in this sitting room. The message was delivered, and is quite excited to see you again.
Well, I hope that she'll find that the sentiment is the same. As he kind of gives like a slight bow. And then he'll enter and make his way that direction.
And yeah, as you make your way, she is kind of fussing with her outfit a little bit, just in nervous fiddling sort of fashion. Until she sees you coming over and stands up from her seat and goes, "They said you would be here soon. I was not sure how soon, so she kind of just gives a nervous smile and goes, "What is the occasion of this visit?"
Well, need I have any other occasion other than wanting to see you again?
I suppose not. She gives a smile because I must admit, I am just so used to others coming and more so doing business. And the occasion is business with the side of seeing me. Uh,
Well, like I said, it's not your father I'm trying to impress. And as he just kind of like takes her hand and gives it a quick kiss.
she gives one of them nervous giggles. I like a happy nervous. And because I didn't really have time to uh, gussy up or plan anything. We what the fuck? I look over, and the cat stood on the controls for the desk that raises up, so it can be a standing desk. Kitten up.
That's what that was. I heard like a very slight
Oh my
noise in the
God.
background. Was that
Yeah,
a cat?
that's what
What
it
was
was.
This cat has been the best guest star.
The frick? Yeah, I heard it, and that's what made me look over, and I just saw her going up. Oh my gosh. The hell? I don't even know. There's the button. Why is the psycho still strong in you tonight? She just looked at me like, what?
She thinks that it's the night for chaos.
She does. It's the night for chaos. Um. Oh, oh yes. Amber was kind of silent because it's such short notice. She couldn't have any like snacks or drinks or anything ready, and she kind of also looks over and goes, and unfortunately, one chaperone is in the dining room, most likely a bit drunk, and the other is standing in the entryway now, watching. And she points at Spark, who just gives a polite smile and wave and acts like he's not like intently paying attention, like, but is also paying attention because he knows if somehow it's found out that he's not paying attention, then Lord Solstice will have his head.
Glance his direction. He's like, oh, huh, that's an interesting ceiling. Wow.
Yeah, definitely. She goes, Father happens to be out on a little bit of a meeting.
Oh, well. I was actually hoping to ask him if I could take you to dinner this evening.
She kind of glances over and goes, well, I wouldn't mind that. Uh, but of course, she kind of leans in and whispers a little bit. The one that would be easier to convince of this, and the one that we won't be quite as snooped on, would be if we go into the dining room with Marcus.
Well, I suppose that could work. And he just gives her a big old smile.
And she goes, perfect. And grabs your hand and goes, Uncle, as she looks at Spark, she goes, you keep watch on door like you've been doing so greatly. We are going to go see Marcus. And she just kind of drags you along behind her. And you get in there, and indeed, Marcus, he's sitting in a chair, feet resting on the table, a bottle of scotch next to his feet, a glass in his hand. And he gives a bit of a wave and goes, look at the two love struck. And she goes, yes. She goes, Uncle, you wouldn't happen to mind me going out to dinner, yes? I bet you could put more drinks on Father's tab. Hmm? And she looks to you, Sim, and goes, granted, where would we be going? I mean, Father has a tab everywhere, so it's not like Marcus couldn't get drinks anywhere, but certain places are better than others.
Well, where would you prefer to go? Or no, actually, that's not how Sim responds to that question. Um, I'm trying to look through trying to look at the shops and shit, and I can't remember.
Well, so there would be um you would know the vineyards themselves do have like a restaurant attached. That's more of a more fancy venue. Um, the Tipsy Dragon Fruit, though being a tavern, does have very, very, very nice food. There is, I mean, you don't know that the Caicos of Pie is closed and rented out. So technically that would be a thought up in the air. You would know that um the what did I oh I just call that simply the Temple of the Hunt. There is um what are they called? A place that serves mostly meats, like a bistro esque, I think is the term I'm trying to think of. Um, Lots of different meats served very tasty ways. Is a place connected to the Temple of the Hunt. Um, for more gardeny eating, there is a place connected to the Temple of New Life, which is more your we'll call it your fancy vegan restaurant.
Okay. Well, since I've been in town, I haven't really been to that many places, but one that I really have enjoyed is a cake is a pie.
She gives a bit of a nod and goes, that does have very, very good options there. One of which you've even sent before. It
Oh
was a
yes,
lovely surprise.
they've done rather well for my cause. So I've given them quite a bit of. I've had to stop by a couple of times myself because it's just so good.
He kind of clasps her hands together and goes, "Well then, why don't we just head out?"
Oh, of course. And he'll kind of like stick his arm out, like kind of like with like the elbow out, sort of thing. Like, shall we?
She slips her arm around yours, and Marcus kind of does a bit of a nod, and he goes, "I will be following behind the both of you, so no funny business."
He kind of looks at Marcus and is just like, "Oh, I wouldn't dream of it."
And so yeah, you head off um down a couple streets and do in fact find a closed and reserved sign on the cake is a pie.
He'll kind of like go up to the door and look at the sign, and he's like, "Oh no, they seem to be reserved for something. Um, I know it's more of a tavern and less of a sort of sit down kind of place, but the Tipsy Dragon Fruit also does have rather good food, and we could maybe even sneak in and catch a fight. They are rather interesting to go watch."
She uh yeah, first she's just like nodding, like, yeah, they've got good food sort of thing. Then when you mention the fight, her eyes light up and dart to Marcus, who is close enough to be listening in, and he slightly pipes up and goes, "As long as you don't actually mention the fighting part, sure. I enjoy a good fight myself, but this one has not allowed to watch them before because he is protective. Does not want her to see." He kind of shrugs and goes, "I don't know. She's seen fighting before. It's not strange. Why battle arena fights are different? I don't understand. So I'm okay with it."
Sim will kind of put a hand, like kind of put his hand over his heart, and he's like, Like, on my honor, I will not let him know. And he'll kind of like give him a slight bow. Okay, and, like as he's like kind of giving the bow, I'll kind of like glance up towards Amber and just give her a big old grin as he's just like bowing towards the uncle.
She, you gotta giggles and goes, no, don't bow for him. It'll go to his head.
It just kind of like pops back up. Well, if you insist. He just kind of chuckles.
And you all begin off to the tavern. But do we have a victor in the land of the living yet? Is he still in the land of the ouch?
I am in the land. I am horizontal. Scroll.
You hanging in there all right, my dude?
My insides are angry. I felt snackish, so I ate a bit of toast and cheese stick, and it did not agree with me.
Oh man.
Did you want to send Koth on his merry way so he can do something?
Yeah, not. I'll listen for a bit longer, but I'm probably gonna be done for at least playing.
Yeah, you both kind of finish your project. Until you end up needing to go on your next step. But from there you can with being done you can ask Koth what he wants to do. We can see who he wants to find and pester.
Everyone's on dates.
They went off on dates, but Koth ain't don't know that.
Koth
Koth
don't know
was
where they is.
As you said, infiltration.
I think, well, if Koth has nothing to do, he's probably gonna go back to the house. Stare at the wall for a little while.
stare at the wall for a little while.
Yeah, you know how it does.
I definitely think Koth would have been given the information. I think Victor would have pointed out that the other two would either be found at the house, the heavy petting bar would be a place to check, the Thieves Guild because they might be shopping, and I do believe they had mentioned the fighting or the battle arena at one point or another to the whole group.
It was only to Aegis and Sim. Because we had the whole conversation up on the roof before going to Victor's. Because Aegis woke us up early.
Oh, that's right.
Well,
There'd be some general leads, at least.
simply for comedic value, I think it'd be funny to take him to the heavy petting bar.
It would be. It would be funny. Gosh, Koth would stick out like a sore thumb, and no one would know what to do with you.
Let's do it.
Sim is gonna hear no end of this from Sweet Pea.
So yeah, on.
Is that one of the places that Zay showed Koth?
Yeah, it would have been one of the places that Zay pointed out.
Yeah, I showed you all around town, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to the heavy petting.
So yeah, you go to the heavy petting bar. A very very large and voluptuous orc is on stage performing. There is a rabbit folk woman, um, big ol' ears, running about. There are a few other scantily clad ladies around and about delivering drinks, being all flirtatious. But overall, like, nice music. There's food. There's drink. The atmosphere is nice. Um, but you do have Sweet Pea, who is in the NPCs, but I'll put for quicker access. That's Sweet Pea. A gray bunny, long black hair.
Indeed.
She shuffles over and goes, I never seen you before. New in town?
We are returning.
She takes a startled step back and goes, well, ain't that a voice now, ain't it? Says, well, would you have at a table and drink, food? Just here to enjoy the ladies. What can I get for you? What can I get for you?
We were told this may be the place to find the ones known as Zay and Sim.
She says, oh, those two. Yeah. I haven't seen them today, though. Uh, uh, yeah, no, Sim hasn't been around yet to, no tea time yet for him. But I wonder how he's doing. I do have some beans to spill. Share just information. Well, nonetheless. Uh, yeah, no, I haven't seen them in a while. I honestly thought one of them would have been by now.
You get a nod in response.
We thank you for your time.
He just turns and walks away. He's going to the Thieves Guild.
She just kind of stares as he walks off and goes, "Ain't he Interesting. Ain't he interesting fella? Ain't never seen nothing like that before. She gets a shrug and gets back to work. Yeah, Thieves Guild wise, Koth, you would explore for a bit. Me trying to do a get in a sell peddling wares in the black market area. Why is there a network here? I think I'm still bankered. Oh no, that's fine. It was on that computer side. Okay. But yeah, after some good long looking around, you can clearly tell that there is no Sim or Zay around in any of the Thieves Guild areas.
Well, he's stumped. He's just gonna meander for a little while.
He's gonna meander.
Yeah, he's just see who he can creep out in the Thieves Guild. Just kind of like sit in a corner and stare.
Sit in the corner and stare. Beautiful. I want to make a roll to see how many people Koth creeps out until someone finds him eventually.
You left your bird untended. Please come pick up your bird from the lost and found.
The one fucking time I roll a high tonight.
Oh no.
17 on the d20. You creep out 17 people.
Well,
New record.
that news is going to spread quickly.
Zay,
Yes.
your date.
Mm-hmm.
You take your date to the battle arena, into the stands, and there are snacks that can be had. There are as well as drinks that can be had. Betting on fighters, and you know how if you're staying for like sit around two battles. Um, do you do any betting? Or
No.
you get any snacks? Or you
Yeah.
just saving room for once you get to cake is a pie?
Some snacks, not overdoing it. But what Zay there's two things that Zay would be interested in: watching Marlia draw and watching the response to fighters losing, like how pissed they are, and which ones specifically.
Okay. Well, I gotta make a couple rolls. See, see If there are any hotheads, definitely some hotheads. Oof. The first battle you watch happens to be a group battle, 2-on-2, and it is a all-out everything goes sort of battle where magic is okay, weapons are okay, there's no shields. Um and um they are walloping on themselves for a while. And as you're watching the fight and watching the blows back and forth, Marlia is intently watching, and each time a good blow is landed, there's like a little bit of like a jump, like a ooh sort of reaction. And after probably about halfway into the first battle, Changeling begins to draw them. And after watching them for a while to get them, you get a good look at them and everything, and begins to draw them in like battle scene sort of thing. And looking up from her notebook to the scene below and back to it a handful of times. At the end of the first battle, you are able to tell that one of them once revived um absolutely loses their shit while the healing team is trying to get them to go back to the med base so they have a full workover. Um, and like takes some magical calming down to get them to finally like leave the area so they can set up for the next battle. The other one of that teammate is definitely miffed and does complain a bit, but isn't so uh, loudly aggressive about it as their partner.
I'm definitely going to need to know the deets of those fighters at some point.
At some point.
Yeah.
Alright. The next group. Um, the next group is a no magics battle is what's announced. Um, and uh, um, they this one takes a bit longer before the battle starts to get real spicy. There are a couple longer range fighters that as everyone keeps trying to be stealthy in this one. So it's a bit more the onlookers just watching the two groups kind of sneak around each other before one finally notices the other and starts taking pot shots. And revealing their own location to be able to take the shots.
I
And the
just
fight
imagine
really begins.
I just imagine like a medieval paintball game.
Oh my gosh, yes. Um, and in that one, it looks pretty close, and one person from each team takes each other out. Um, and the other two are still in it for quite some time before one barely beats out the other. Um, there we go. Looks like I had a connection hiccup for a second there. And there looks like on each side there's a couple people that were a bit miffed. The one that went down that was still on the winning team, it sounds something along the lines of, clearly they were cheating somehow, like I shouldn't have been able to be brought down by blah 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 sort of thing. But at least both of those, like, they all clear the stage sort of thing. But that would be your second battle, like full battle that you watched.
I'll just kind of turn to Marlia, just be like, I had something else planned. But we have to leave here.
Rihanna looks up from her notebook and goes, "Oh, okay, yeah." And she kind of looks at her hands for a moment because I got a little more chalky than I meant to. And she kind of tries to dust off her hands a bit, and it just kind of smears the pencil lead a bit. And she holds up the notebook and goes, "At least it's good. It's good." Before closing it, and goes, "So where to?"
Follow me? You don't get to know until we're there.
He goes, "Okay." So
And then
as you
oh, sorry. Are you switching to someone else?
no, I was going to make a roll to see if anyone's talking about being spooked in the hallway or not. Yeah, you definitely hear someone talking about a spooky ass fucking bandaged bird thing that was staring him down and wouldn't stop staring at him, and it was really creepy. In the hall.
I think Koth made his way here. Just to Marlia.
She goes, oh.
Is Koth still in the Thieves Guild? Or did he leave?
No, he's still there.
Well, I suppose I should make a perception check to see if he's there. Because I got plans tonight. Oh, I do see you, motherfucker. Fuck, that was
You can ignore me.
I know, I probably am, to be honest. But I need to know where you are to take Marlia the other direction.
Fair point.
Unless you're stealthing.
You wouldn't need to go, like, you would have to, like, pop through a door to actually see into the area that Koth was. So you could just exit into the tavern, that this hallway, because it's the hallway from the Tipsy Dragon fruit. You either go through a door into the Thieves Guild that looks kind of like it's supposed to be like
like a storage closet, I think it was.
like a storage closet sort of thing, or if you follow the signs, you go into the battle arena thing.
Right.
So you could just be like, the bird's in there. I'm not going to in that door. Or you could like peek in and spot him, and then close the door and be like, nope.
Yeah, I'd probably like peek in, see him, be like, nope, okay. Because I rolled a
Takes note of where he is.
I rolled a 19, which would put me at a 21.
Damn. Marley just goes, does he look like he's okay?
He looks fine. I mean, all things considered. Hey, do you draw from memory, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can draw someone from memory. Can you draw Koth from memory?
She goes, yeah. Because I even have a few, not in the Holmes notebook though.
Could you maybe draw him in like a fighting battle in some kind of cool outfit?
She kind of gives a bit of a shrug because I definitely could. I've never tried to picture Koth at anything other than what he's usually in. But yeah, I mean, I do that with other. Yeah.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? That he's wearing what he's wearing, and Zay just kind of looks down at what she's wearing and just gestures. If he's going to be around me, I think he might need some updated clothes.
She nods and goes, I completely see your point.
And then maybe me and you can put your vision into reality?
I like this plan. We shall give Koth a makeover. One that's very overdue.
Okay, but first, come with me. And then I'm going to lead Marlia to the cake is pie.
You make it there just fine. You give a knock. And Amir comes running from the back and opens the door and goes, welcome back, and welcome in, you. And she kind of looks at Malia with a smile and goes, for the both of you, I have this lovely table set up, and it's got a couple of shorter floral decorations with some candles, a pretty tablecloth, and she goes, we have many options tonight. It's just a matter of what you might want to start with.
I am just googly eyeing at Marlia, just waiting. Just be like, what are you gonna get? What are you gonna get?
Let me look up. No, that's not what I was looking for. She looks kind of at the different options. And points out a it's definitely like a chocolate cake with a bunch of berries on top. And she looks to use and goes, what do you think about that one?
Yeah, whatever you want.
She goes, unless you want something savory first. Like, I mean, technically, but I mean, we can. She goes, I've got a sweet tooth. Like, I could eat sweets all day.
Have whatever you want right now. I'm just looking at her.
She, I don't know. I can't put the tip. There we go. Looks to Amia and then nods and goes, then that one. And you both are served some delicious, delicious.
It sounds so good.
It's a chocolate sponge cake with fresh berries on top.
Mm.
It's got one of them I can't remember what that type of topping is called. But it's where they get the drizzle like glossy over the top of it.
Yes.
Can't remember what that's called all of a sudden. And then just berries on top of that, almost in like a mounded sort of look of berries. And Marlia happily digs in.
As will Zay. And just enjoy Marlia's company.
Sim, you get to the tipsy dragon fruit and end up getting seats. Marcus giving a nod and going straight to the bar area. And basically telling you that he'll watch from there. And yeah, at the table, she kind of shakes her head and goes, "No, he won't. He'll say he will, but he won't. That's why he is the favorite uncle."
Well, I guess that means we can have a little bit of fun. Don't need to be on our best behavior per se.
She goes, "Oh, definitely not." She kind of lets out a sigh and goes, "It is impossible with them."
Do they just trap you? They not let you do anything?
How am I supposed to do anything with them around all the time? I cannot do anything even remotely possibly exhilarating or fun or go anywhere that even can be slightly thought of as even remotely dangerous. We go shopping, we can only go to certain shops, and still, with them breathing over my shoulder and making sure that no one else is in the shop or around or keeping their distance. So no matter where we go, it is always everything must be perfect, everything must be safe, no dangers. And I like not being in danger, sure, but it's not like going into a shop or going to the spa or even so much as being in a more natural environment and going on a hike is going to be so dangerous that I need them right there or multiple of them around me to make sure I am safe.
What would you do if you could change it?
have more room to breathe. I would like to not have to do this. I bring him because at least I know if there is something worth drinking a bunch of, he'll be over there and not at the table like the others would be. They would be sitting right here. If it was father, he would be right here at the table. If it was the other uncles, they would be right here, right at the table. The only thing that keeps any of them apart from me is if I go into an area that is female only, and then they stand right at the door.
Well, is it just your father that is the cause of this, or is it all of them of their own volition?
It is father. He makes the rules. I am his precious child. I've got just the pattern, the soft and silky fur, or I say pattern, but it's more like lack thereof. It's all one nice fine coat, silky smooth, all nice length, and I don't even have to try. Like, I don't even have to do anything special for it. It is just how I am. And he does because all his the family and the breeding, the finding the right mate to make the perfect child, and has the perfect child, and now nothing can happen to the perfect child.
Well,
I swear he's
that just sounds like a life in a cage.
very well might as be.
What if I could help you get out of the cage? Help change the rules a bit.
Well, you are technically kind of already helping with that. If you stay on father's good side and you do end up actually continuing to court and marry, then I would be in your house instead of others. So, and you don't seem like all the others that have attempted to court and just want in on his business.
Well, I have my own endeavors. I I, I don't see why I would have a need for his. I mean, I before that first dinner that we had, I didn't even know what kind of business he had. I heard one of the boys mention it offhand, and I was like, oh, hmm. But it's not of interest to me.
She gives a nod and goes, and that is something that intrigues me even more. She goes, but yes, I'm excited to be out of the house for a bit with you
Extra sauce.
And despite even, I mean, granted, the best situation possible out of the situation I have to work with Uncle over at the bar. That is nice. I can breathe at least a little bit. And with you, it is. It is nice.
Well, I am certainly glad that I was able to catch you at a good time. And he kind of chuckles and glances towards her uncle. I wasn't entirely sure how I would deal with your father. He's a bit
Overbearing.
yeah, overbearing, slightly intimidating, but I think that seems like more of a front with more of how I've gotten to know him. It seems as if you're on his good side. He's a very good man. But he'll kind of he'll look back to her. If you wouldn't if you wouldn't mind it, I would like to try to get you out of your bad house and out of your cage. And he'll kind of like smile and like look down at the table a bit.
She goes, I think that would be absolutely wonderful. Because I don't know how you will do it. Hopefully, easier for you than father tends to make things. I hope.
Hopefully. I I have a strong feeling that he'll lean in my favor. I don't know what it is, but I I think he'll be rather overjoyed. We call it a strong hunch.
I don't think I have ever met someone this confident. Overjoyed. A very strong emotion to try and get my father to feel.
He just kind of grins. Well, people have told me I do have a way with my words. Maybe maybe I can convince him that not having an ever watchful eye on you is a good thing.
She nods and thinks for a moment. And goes, well, enough about that, though. Tell me. I mean, you know already. No, you didn't know. You guessed. I still don't understand how you got all that right. But what are some of your favorites? Foods? What do you like? What are you going to eat tonight?
Well, if I have my way, I prefer to have a good steak, you know. Some potatoes. I'm just looking in the chat now. Oh my god. So he just kind of like starts rambling off like foods that like are usually kind of out of Sim's reach because he's usually like heading to the heavy petting bar to like perform for a meal or whatever. So he's just kind of like listing off some things that are like just like considered fairly high end, and he's like, oh, I love it so much. And in the back of his head, he's sitting there like drooling, like, oh my god, I can only imagine. After he kind of gets done like listing a whole bunch of things off, it's just like he's like, well, I mean, and I guessed one thing about you. What are the things that you like to eat? What are you be having?
She says, well, I do in fact enjoy a good steak as well, but I must say, my favorites tend to be on the watery side of things. Salmon, tuna, um, just crab. Really, if it comes out of the water, it must be delicious.
I have found that with quite a few things myself. Well, since we have so many different things, how about we just get a platter of sorts?
She nods, goes, we can get a variety and share.
Yes, and then after maybe we can grab your uncle and catch a fight if he's not too far gone. We'll kind of like check on him, make sure he's not like getting too rowdy at the bar.
Jim looks over and laughs and goes, "It's." He could probably drink the entire bar before becoming too over the top. Unless he decides to get into the there are a couple things that most places don't have regularly in stock, but we try and keep him away from. Like she looks around for a moment. Clearly trying to like recall what it's called. She's, what does father call it? Griffin's breath or Griffin's brew, something along those lines. It's hard to get a hold of. She kind of gives a shrug and goes, anyway, it
That
can
just
get you.
sounds like it would be.
Because you could have the most strongest drinker, and one of that one, they will be tapped out.
Yeah, that just sounds like it would be intense. I'm I do like a good drink from time to time, but I'm not sure that that's something I'd be even willing to try.
She goes, I don't understand why things like that would even exist. That's strong. Where's the fun in that? It probably doesn't even taste good.
Well, I think I don't think some people drink it for the drink. I've heard of one that if you drink it, you won't remember anything that happens for the next few days. And
She goes, oh
the entire
yes.
time you're drunk, and it's just I don't understand.
She goes, no, no, I have heard of that one. She goes, crap, where is. I've got to get the other notes out because his name isn't typed in there yet. Bum, bum, bum.
Oh.
Um, Where is right? Spark could not remember the entire week, and father almost had his head for dumb shit he was pulling that week.
See, now that does seem like a good reason to have that sort of drink. A good way to get back at somebody or prank someone. I can see that. Otherwise, she kind of like looks at her, just kind of bewildered a little bit, and he's like, the man I talked to that drank one, he just ordered one just because he thought it sounded interesting. I I'm not I'm not sure where he is, but uh it's probably in an interesting place.
She kind of shakes her head and goes, "Why? I do not understand why you would order one for yourself." That is just. She kind of ponders for a moment and shaking her head, like baffled. Um, and the few plates of food end up arriving, as at some point in the conversation you would have had a waitress arrive to take the order and whatnot. And towards the end of the meal, um, you do have Marcus come over and kind of tap on the table and go, "I got word that someone is on his way home, so we need to hustle up, you two."
Sim's eyes just kind of look towards Amber, and his eyes get kind of big. Oh no. And I kind of like chuckle and look back towards Marcus, and I was like, all right, we'll finish up.
Yeah. He gives a nod and goes, I will be waiting outside.
So I'll kind of give him a nod back.
And you both kind of finish up, and she stands up and goes, you can come back if you like with us, but I would not. I would not force you to. Father would be um, very questioning and probably. Well, again, he seems to kind of like you, so you seem to be on his good side. So he wouldn't be angry or anything, but um, if you come by later or a different time, it might be safer and less awkward with him. At least this way, if I were to make it home with just Marcus, I can say that I convinced him to take me out about the town because I was going stir crazy or something.
So kind of laughs. Well, if it's a safer option, then I may have to come by again, just so I can actually get your father's permission for another venture.
And she gives a bit of a nod, and yes, something happened. The cat walked onto your desk and raised it completely up. So I put it back down, but I didn't know at what height you had it at. She went for a ride. um, she, uh, uh, what was she? She kind of sways for a moment and goes, knowing Marcus, you don't have to worry. Everything would have been put on the family tab.
So I go, oh well, that's that's very generous of him. I was fully prepared to take him. You'll have to let him know that next time, if he comes with us the next time, then I'll have to pay for his drinks.
You will go broke.
He just smiles and like, well, that's a risk I'm willing to take.
She chuckles and goes, "It will be a game to see what is deeper, his stomach or your wallet."
Well, maybe we'll have to make a bet soon. Maybe we'll have to make it into a competition for him.
She goes, he likes a competition. He says, there's nothing wrong with a healthy competition. I don't think he knows what healthy means.
Oh man, I totally just thought a way I could actually win a drinking contest with those dudes.
Oh snap.
But it's not like anything physical in the slightest. It just like cast suggestions, be like, hey man, don't drink that much.
That would be good. That would be good. They will not, though. We'll end session with someone sitting at a table uh, next to the one that you're still at and talking about a weird bird man that's creeping everybody out and won't stop just deadpan staring at people. Or at least this is what it seems. Being like creepy in a corner. Oh, so now,
I know that bird.
yep, Sim knows where the creepy bird man is.
He is an ornament. Leave him alone. He's baby. These girls are just setting up for Halloween early. Don't worry about it.
They're setting up for Halloween early. Just leave him there. They forget he exists. Think he is an actual ornament. Goes to put him away with the Halloween decorations, and then he talks at them for them trying to pick him up to put him in the box.
So, like, the worst part is that actually happened, but like with a person's corpse.
No.
Okay,
Yeah,
goodbye,
you ever heard that story? I
stream.
mean, we're gonna sidetrack, but if we're getting done, yeah, at one point in time, this guy like died. His body was sold to something, was grave robbed. Eventually, was put into a haunted house, and was a prop used in I forget the horror movie, but was used as a prop in a horror movie. And they were like, "Oh, let's take the prop down," and the arm just fell off.
Dang.
So
Nice.
most definitely heckin' got used as a ornament.
Cool.
And with that, we'll say goodbye to stream.
Yep.
Stream, you learned something new today.